Okay, so first of all, let's look at what is a feature definition manager. So when you install TBC, okay, when you launch TBC like this, on the top you will see this button here, which is the feature definition manager. Okay, so if you click on this feature definition manager, you will launch, excuse me, launch the this program. Okay, so it looks like this. So this, I can say, this program is free to use. You don't need a license to run this. Okay. So here I'm going to open up a existing feature definition file that I have created. Okay, so I'm going to open this to show you. By the way, these global features and these are global features feature definition file come pre-installed with TBC. But it has a lot of features inside, and feature coding maybe not so suitable for our use here in Singapore. So I'm going to create my own. So I have one created. Okay, so you see this screen with very complicated things. Actually, it's not so complicated. What I have on this left-hand side is something called line control code. We are going to talk more about this later. And line features, I separate into line features. I separate into point features. And some I put into LTA. I call it LTA. So what you see, this line, LTA, points, and polygons, these are what we call categories. Right? Categories. So in order to create new feature code that you want to use, you need to create something called a category first. Okay? A category can be anything. You can categorize your feature code into different kind of types, perhaps one for maybe cadastral, one for engineering or construction or things like that, or for topo features. But I just put line, points, and polygon like this. Okay? So, but you can create anything you want. So, for example, what does a particular feature looks like? For example, let's say I look at something called fire hydrant. So this is what you look like. And when you create a new feature library, feature code, which I'm going to show you later, you need to give it a name. Name is called a fire hydrant for this particular feature, and then the code to use. So this code, or what does a code is? If let's say you don't know what a code is, FH, it's basically a short form for the name. The feature is called a fire hydrant, but it's a long name to type. Imagine you need to type this name every time you pick up a fire hydrant or you survey a fire hydrant in the field. For example, if you're using a total station or GNSS, you're using RTK, and you're doing topographic survey feature collection in the field. Imagine you need to type in this name all the time. It's very long. So we have a shortcut, FH, representing fire hydrant. Okay. Of course, this code you can use any type of code that you want. It's up to you, right? And then you choose which category you want to put it in. So I have the category created under points. I put it under the points category. Of course, you can change to any category that you created over here. And then you can put in the cat layers. This is the cat layers. Cat as in CAD, not CAT. CAD layers. So if this feature, this symbol get exported into a CAD software like AutoCAD, you will take on this layer. So here you can create any layering convention that you want. For example, like a very popular one is the CP83 kind of layering system. I can put the layering system here, the layer name. And you can also label this feature, this symbol with some texture information. Okay, you can create your own labeling information. For example, like I want to label description. I want to label this feature with elevation or no elevation or so on and so on. Okay, so this you can create your own. But to create this labeling style, you need to first go into TBC under this under this drafting as a label style manager, which I will show you later. You need to create a new style here first. and then you can use it over here. You import into here and then use it here, which I will show you how to do that. Okay. And this symbol, not just a symbol, and part, not just labeling, you can also create attributes to it for GIS type of application. Okay, you can create this kind of attributes. Later, I'll show you another feature with attributes, how you can create this. And the next here, on the right hand side, here is showing what kind of symbols you want to display. So if you create a new symbol, okay, you can give it a name and so on. You can actually select from a pre-existing symbol, or you can import it from. Okay, you can also import it from a CAD drawing file, which I'll show you how to create your own customized symbol as well. Okay, so that's how you can create point symbol. For lines, for example, let me go into the line here. For line base, it's the same information that you need to put here: the name, the code, language category, feature layer, and so on, right? But the line type here is kind of limited. So basically, when you want to have special line type, you can actually import into CAD software, and then you change the line type using the layers. So that's one way to do this. And the rest is the same thing, like labeling and things like that. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to use this feature library that I created in TBC. Then later I'll show you how to create it. Okay. Before I do that, let me show you one with attributes. So okay. For the trees, I want to capture the diameter, the height, and the spread of the tree. So I can create the attribute here, as you can see from here, which I will demonstrate to you how to use this. Okay, so in TBC, how do you use that feature definition file? By the way, the feature definition file is a file like this. Okay, it's with an extension of FXL. And then this feature definition file, you can store anywhere. Anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a specific folder or anything. Okay. Let me. Yep. So I'll create a new TBC project with a metric template. Okay. I'm going to save this file first. Yes. So I just created a TBC project called Test Studio 1, and it's nothing inside. So to import to use the feature definition file that we have created, you have to right click on, that's one way. I'm sure there's more than one way, but that's the easiest way for me. You right click on your project name, you go to project settings. And over here, you can see there's a feature code processing. Then you can load in your feature definition files here. So basically, you click on this button, find where your file is, click here, then I load it. Apart from the feature definition file, there's also a feature extraction attribute mapping. This is for use with the point cloud. If you're extracting information from the point cloud and you need to populate the attributes, then you need to load in this file. At the moment, it's not necessary to load in this file here. Okay, this is optional. Okay, let's say I click OK over here. Okay. So here now you can see in the Project Explorer, there's a feature libraries loaded and the files loaded here. From here, you can see the same thing that you see, points, lines, and so on. Okay, and the line control code, so on and so forth. So let me demonstrate how to use this feature code. So what I can do to create a point. Point 1 is fine. Okay, for the feature code here, I can select from this button, I can select the code 1 here. For example, just now that fire hydrant F8, right? or I can just key in here. Then let's put in some coordinates. Okay. And let me take out the grid so you can see. Okay, so now you can see that's the fire hydrant symbol here. Okay, so let me create another one. Let's say I create another one for the tree with attribute. So if I put in the tree, TRE, okay, the tree, I can put in the diameter, the height, and the spread for that particular tree. So let's say diameter is 0.4. Okay, diameter spread is 12 meters, for example. Okay, then I put the tree here. And then you have the symbol of the tree. Okay, and the tree with information. Let's say you make a mistake, and then this fire hydrant, not fire hydrant, is something else. Okay, so you can select this, right click, go to properties, and you can change it. So here you can change your code to something else. Okay, so for example, this one I change it to lamppost. Change your lamppost, and then to reprocess this, what I can do, I can go to survey, process feature code. This because I key in this, so it's a key in block process. Comes a lamppost. So that's how easy you can change. So these are point symbols. Okay, point symbols. So you straight away when you come in, you have that symbol appear. So imagine you can import in a CSA file or your survey file, and with the proper coding, all the symbols will appear. Okay. Not only that, of course, for feature extraction, it's not just points. There's also lines, line features, right? So let's say I put some line feature, but for line feature to have the software automatically draw the line, you need to have also combine with something called a line control code. So these are what we call line control code. Okay. So there are different types of line control code. I forget to show you the line control code. In the line control code, okay, so I created a close code. I use TLS as the word to close. So this one will join the first point in the sequence of line. I have the end curve. I have the rest are not so important. Start curve. I have the start code. The word start or the word ST will start the line joining sequence. So I'll show you how to use this. For example, if you have a point, let me see. Start this, for example. Let me pick a point here. Okay, let's forget about that. Okay, by the way, if you don't see any other information, it's because in the view filter manager, I have the feature code turned on. So if I turn on the feature code, I can get to see this. Okay, so I know what I'm creating. So, okay, for the next point, let's say it's the start of a curve. It's start of a curve. Okay, and the next point is the curve. Then you have the end curve, for example. The last point, you have just the yeah. Okay. So you have a start curve, start of curve, and these are all the points in between the curve until it ends here. Then you have the end, the last point of the curve line here. So you want to see this, you have to process feature code. You can see the line. The question mark is because at the point I pick doesn't have a level, so it shows a question mark. If there's a level there, then you show the level as well. So if I select this point, and I put in the level, for example, I'll do that. Point number 3. Yeah, put then the level will show up. So imagine you have the level here. So line control code, symbols, this. Okay. And if, for example, the symbol sizes, how big, how small you want the symbol, it's all controlled by the scale. So if you right click on the project and the project name and go to project settings, under this view, and under this plan view, you can see there's a plot scale now. Now it's 600. That means 1 is to 600. Let's say I change it. Let's show you. I change it to say 1000, for example. This is for 1000 size. So it's basically just change like this. So I change it to say more. Okay. So it change dynamically. So you can use this feature coding in your total station as well as your GNSS device if you are using those to do your survey. But for now, we are talking about creating this feature from Pointcloud rather than from a GNSS device or from a total station. Okay. So okay. So to do extraction, for example, I will show an indoor scan first, then I'll show you outdoor scan. This is indoor scan data. Indoor scan data. So in the indoor scan, you probably have a lot of noise and things like that. And then for indoor scan, usually you want to extract things like a wall and things like that. Floor plan, nothing else. Later I'll show you outdoor one. In PVC, what I want to show you is that there is this thing called classification, point cloud classification. In point cloud classification, in the point cloud classification tab, you launch this. You can select to classify it in indoor or outdoor, and then there's something called real way. Maybe we'll reserve it for some other time. So let's say indoor, you can classify this point cloud into these different classes, or in TBC they call it regions. They classify into different regions. So you have the floor, the wall, you have the ceiling. Okay. So and then you click on classify. You can disable what you don't want to classify from here. So I've done that just to show you. Once it's classified, in the view filter manager under the point cloud region, point cloud regions here, you can see that it's already classified. And you can from here you can show the colors of the region. You go into region color. Yes. So right now we have, let me turn off everything. Right now we have the floor of the room, have the wall, right? And then we have the ceiling. Let's take out the ceiling again. Let's show you what else is there. Never classified. So the never classified is those that the software is not able, TBC is not able to understand what these are, and so it was never classified. So for example, let's say I think the software made a mistake, and then let's say I want this thing to be inside this wall region, following the wall region. Okay, following the wall region, or rather I want to create a new region, for example, call it maybe panel or something. Okay, a new region called panel, which is not here. I can do that. So I can take out the floor. And so let's say I want to create this as a new region called panel. I can use a selection tool, PVC. So this is a rectangular selection, which I can select like this in a rectangular fashion. Okay. I can also select polygonal selection here. I click on this, I can select in the polygonal way. You double click on the last click to select this. Then with this, you can keep in and keep out. So keep in is keep whatever is selected. Keep out is hide whatever is selected and then display only outside. So in this case, I want to keep in. Okay. And then let's say this, I don't know what is this. This thing I don't want. Okay, continue to select. Double click. Okay, this thing I don't want. So now I want to keep the outside one. So keep out like this. So you can clean up this thing, and then this thing can be called a panel. So once you have this, you select this Pointcloud region, and then you create your own region here. So you create, let's call it a panel. Okay, panel. Okay, and then you have a region called panel. Right? Wall, panel, floor. So this is how you can clean up Pointcloud interior. Pointcloud with this classification method that can create your own classes or regions in TVC or regions. Okay. So I'm going to go into outdoor. Of course, talking about feature extraction. I'm going into outdoor. So let me just okay. So this is outdoor scan, and if you look at this, I have already the feature library that I created just now. Here, I've created here. So in this outdoor scan, I've already classified it. So if you look at the classification for outdoors, they classify into this classes or this region. So I already classified this. So if you look at the view filter manager, I have the buildings, I have the dividers, ground, high vegetation, and so on and so forth. Let me color by region. Even here, the 3D view. So why do I classify this? Because I want to clean up noises, and it's easier for me. For example, if you're doing topo extraction and you want to extract, let's say the curb line, you can see if you turn like this, the trees get hidden. Okay? I mean, the trees will hide the information that I want to pick. Very annoying. So sometimes buildings, also tall buildings along the way will hide, cut the information I want. So it's easier if I classify it. Okay, let me just show you. You have the ground. You have the ground classified. You have the what's the buildings, right? And what are dividers? Dividers are basically this: a wall and fences. These are what we call dividers, not the central road dividers. Yeah. And then you have the high vegetation as well, the trees. You just turn off the trees. You have medium vegetation, which is the bushes and shrubs and things like that. You have lampposts. You have signs, and there's something called noise. Noise are things like passing traffic, pedestrian, walking, and things like this. So these are noise, or those that software doesn't know how to classify. Usually, software that doesn't know how to classify TBC, you only leave it as a default layer. The default region is the one, the default region that when you import the Pointcloud, you will have a region called default. So you leave it as a default. So for feature extraction here, the easiest way, of course, is to pick. So let's say I want to create a lamppost symbol here. I can use the cat, create a point. So again, the feature code library is here. I can just type in lamppost. Click here. Okay, and then I have the lamppost symbols created. Because the size of symbol you can change with the scale, right? So that's how you can do that. I just want to show you this, medium vegetation. So you can see the medium vegetation is here. Okay, this happens very often. So when you're scanning, this medium vegetation actually blocks the bottom of the lamppost. What we want is to pick the bottom of the lamppost, right? That's usually where we pick, but now because there's no bottom, I cannot pick like this. So what I can do is this. It's still a lamppost. I can pick maybe the body of the lamppost for the northern and easting. And you notice that the elevation is highlighted here, which allows me to pick point on the ground nearby to get the elevation. Add is adding to the ground rather than at the body of the lamppost. So in TBC, you can actually do this. 2 clicks to get to the position that you want. So that's manual picking. Of course, there is a automated way of doing things, which I'll show you with some other information later. For example, like trees. You go into trees first. There's also an automated way of feature extraction. Let me close this. Then in the automated way, there's extract point feature. Extract point feature. Here, I activate this. And then let's say I want to pick up what are things that can be automatically picked up. So we have trees, we have lampposts, that's on the lamppost, signboard, and manhole. Basically, I want tree. And for tree, normally you want to capture the diameter of the tree, or the girth of the tree, and maybe 1 meter above the ground. So I can do this here, right? And then for tree, let's say I want a specialized number, T1. TIE is the tree code. And then I just need to pick the point on the tree trunk. I don't need to even pick the one on the ground. Pick the point on the tree trunk like this. And just say extract tree. And the software will go through and give me the position of the tree, the trunk diameter, and the special height that you want to use, and the height of the tree, and the spread of the tree. So if I add, get a tree information over here with all the attributes captured. So I can go ahead and capture all these trees. But of course, we are looking at automated way, right? An automated way. Let me just everything on the ground. I want the high resolution. Okay. Let's say I want to automatically have it capture information regarding the tree and not having to do it one by one, for example. Okay. So let's pick up this area here. Let me get this area. Okay, I can use the selection tool and keep in. So I don't want to work on the whole site. It takes too long. So I just isolate a certain area. Let's say these are the trees I want to capture. Now I go to the feature extraction. So for tree, instead of manual, I can go to an automated way. So now I continue the number T2 and the code TRE. Then I just extract. Okay. So for this TBC, you will only work on the point cloud that's visible over here. So it won't go into any other area. So here, you can do a quality control check by using this. So if you look at the first one, is a tree? Yes, but I think the spread is wrong. So you can really change the spread by clicking in the box here and then picking the area to change. Spread to change. Here you have this, and I can mark this as the first tree. I can use this arrow key to step to the next tree. This is a mistake. It's not a tree. I will ignore this, and then I go through this individual tree. It's okay. It's okay. And then, okay. More mistakes. I will ignore this, and then come back to the first one. So you know you have gone through one round, right? So you add this information to the trees. Or to get back Pointcloud. So this is for point feature extraction. Let me show you the lines. For linear extraction, there are 2 ways. One is the semi-automated way. The other one is more automated. So I'll show you both ways. The semi-automated way is basically using a CAD function to draw something called line string. So line string, if you know CAD, the AutoCAD, things like that, is basically 3D polyline. Okay? In TVC, it's called line string. So you draw this line into the layer that you want. For example, I'm going to draw this curve line. Go into the curve layer. Okay. And I pick the line. That's how you do your topo in the field, right? I pick the line. But I want to pick where the vertical side of the curve and the ground meet this point here. So aim here is probably difficult. So in TVC, there's this button called Smart Picking Mode, where you can choose to pick, say, the gutter. The face of curve is the top of curve. Gutter will be the part that I mentioned just now. For example, here, if I select this, I can just pick like this, and you will show me a cross section of the curve, and this is the point that you will extract. So if you want to adjust, you can adjust this. Right? Then you can pick like this. Basically, that's how you do. So to make it faster, basically you just press Enter key on the keyboard like this. You can also do like straight line. You can do like smooth curve and arcs and things like that from here as well. So let's say it's okay. I will just close it. You can see the line is extracted, right, very nicely along the curve. Okay, but this is a manual way. Okay, some people will not like it. So I can do a semi-automated way, demonstrating this. So what you do is under here, there's a extract line feature here. So extracting line feature, you can choose from different type. In this case, I want a curve and gutter. And I'll pick 2 points here. One is, I need to pick a cross section. So the 2 point will define the cross section. Here. And TPC will show you a cross section of curve. And then you choose what you want to draw by picking the node. So first node maybe here. Second one is here. Third is here. So this is a template I want. But to draw, only draw one node 1 and 4. So 2 and 3 I do not want. So 1 and 4 like this. And this is the direction of the search. I'll show you. And then here maybe I can put it to confidence level and extract. So hopefully it will work. So what the software does, it will start extracting. Okay. So the last one maybe is wrong, so I want to undo the last one. Okay. And then I can switch direction, go the other way, extract again. Okay. And then once I'm done, I can click finish. Okay. And then I can create the lines. There's a QA, QC, which you can step through the line to edit. Okay. If not, you just create the line. Okay. So basically, you have a linear feature. You can further edit the line. Yeah, you make a mistake here, but you can edit it. Okay. We have the line feature. And you can see the line being drawn. Okay. So that's for linear. Linear also can be used to apply to, let's say, this kind of lane marking. Lane marking in the line feature. You also choose lane line marking. In this case, these are dash lines, so I'm going to choose dash line. The first dash, maybe first dash, second dash, and what happened that you use the intensity in property of the point cloud to extract the lines. So in the advanced line setting, you can increase or decrease the threshold of the intensity. If let's say the intensity is not so obvious, you can increase or decrease the intensity, and then you can extract the lines. Yeah, here. Right. Do the last one, and then you can switch direction again. Okay, just create a line. Okay, so we have the lines created here. Let me just turn on the point cloud to show you lines created. You can also extract geometry. To extract geometry, for example, like shapes like this. So first of all, I will draw something. Let me go to tab function here. Rectangle, I draw a 3-point rectangle. Let's say I draw this rectangle, where this is over here, and then I can use the extract geometry function here. So I can extract multiple. So instead of creating shape, I already have the shape drawn, so I can just select the shape here, and then you can include mirrored shape and rotated shape. Okay, and then to avoid lengthy processing time, you want to select the area. So I will create an area here. Area. So let's say I want to select only in this area. Right? I can use the threshold. Again, it's use the intensity value to now where it is. You can put this extractor lines to a certain layer, so like arrow marking. Okay, then I extract. Okay, so we miss some, but we can extract a single one if you want to do it. Okay, so add and then close. So basically, you can extract things like this. Okay, and this will be in the 3D. So point line and geometry. All this can be extracted from here. Okay. Okay, so what about and then for topo? Of course, what we want at the end is you have spot elevation as say regular intervals. For example, this empty piece of ground. I can here. I want to create spot elevation on here. Let me see. Basically 6 meters. So let's say I want to create every 5 meters along this patch of ground here. Okay, 5 meters, one spot elevation. So I can use this create tap point from scan point. I want to select this area here. I want to put it at say 0.5 meter. A bit too much. 5 meter perhaps. Sorry, 5 meter. The created point is at every 5 meters. So I need to put this as spot elevation. So if I select one of them, right click and say select similar. I can go to the tab here. You see, convert cat points. And the feature code for my spot level is SPL. I want to start with say 100. No matter what number I start, have a spot elevation created like this. Let me process a feature code. So you, right? You can also create spot level on the lines here if you want to label the line with the level. You can do that. So at the end of the day, what we have is this, right? If I select everything here and say I export it out into a CAD file, PWG, okay. So what I have is exactly what you see is, right? So the trees here, we have this T10, T2, and then we want the information of the tree. For example, the height, the spread. In TBC here, these trees have captured in special numbering system. You want the T10, so these are the trees. I can go into this GIS function here and export feature attribute. To the CSV file, input column name. Okay. So we basically create a CSV file of this. You can open it in Excel. If you have Excel inside your system, you should be able to open this. So let me see. This is basically you have the information regarding trees. Okay. So what else have I not shown you? How to create your own feature code, right? How to create your own feature code. That'll be the last thing I'm going to show you. Bear with me. How to create your own feature code. So in this case, let's say you want to create a customized one. How do you do that? So in CAD software, you need to draw the symbol yourself using the any CAD software like AutoCAD or something. So here I have I've drawn. I'm show you one. Okay, a simple symbol like this, a circle, and then two triangles like this, and then you need to make this into a block. So basically, I have done that. Okay. So this is basically a block. Okay. You need to specify the insert point as where you want. In this case, I put a center, this is insert point, and then you say this drawing file. So this drawing file has a block inside like this. You can create multiple different symbols and then define everything as blocks. And each block has its own block name. So this block name is called ERG underscore station, trick station, for example. So I want to add this into my feature code library. So how do I do that? So let me show you. So in TBC, you open up your feature definition manager. Okay. Let's say I want to add it to my library here. Okay. This is a point feature, so I'll go add into my point feature here. I can right click inside here and say new point definition feature. So the name is called station, for example, and the code is a TRGS, for example. Okay, this is my code to use. So in the point layer, I can create a layer for this. You can create a new layer for this. I want to ATRG underscore STN. Okay, set a color like it's going to be red. Okay, so you go into this layer. I can even label it with information that I want. So I just okay. Yeah, right. And then you can add in the symbol that we create. So you can go right click here, new symbol. So maybe I can put well. So the symbol here, it doesn't have the new one that I created. So by you scroll down, you can see I can import. So I can import from a drawing file. Here, this one is on my yeah, this drawing file. You see. So if you have a lot created, it will be a lot here. So this one I can add it to my library here. Okay, I can select this. I can also set ground scale and sheet scale. So ground scale means it's always 1 meter. Sheet scale will change, the size will change according to the scale that you set here. So in this case, maybe I will set it to 3 millimeter diameter. I can put it like this. Okay, so I have this set. I can also set in some attributes for one. Okay, let's say this is okay. I'll save this. Notes. Okay, so how to use it in my program here? So you notice that the feature library doesn't have my points here yet. My big station not here. So let's say I want to add it here. So in this case, I need to load in the new library. So here, so the feature definition, I need to load in the new library. You select the new one and just save. Okay, just 11 away. Okay. So after you load in a new library, everything is gone. But don't worry. If let's say I want to try it out, so I create a new point. Point 500. Oh, this is visible. So it's a T. Remember one. Yeah, TRGS, right? Yeah. 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 Okay. So you have this here. Right. For the rest, I can just go to process feature code. It will come back. So you can use your new code in the library this way. Okay. So I think that is